Welcome to our 10-month check-in. That's just ridiculous that she's already 10 months old, but just wanted to give you an update, per usual, on Sable's weight, her dimensions, kind of like where she is, what she's struggling with, things she's really picking up on. All right, so just a general update on, sit, wait, thank you. General update on Sable just in regard to her size. I just measured her. She is 22 inches long, 19 inches tall, and she weighs just under 33 pounds. Again, 10 months old. Hopefully that's about it. She hasn't really been growing that much between our different check-in videos these past couple of months, so I think we're pretty much leveling out, which we're pretty happy about. All right, so some things that we're still struggling on are still kind of working with Sable. Her recall is still something that we work on pretty much every day. It's definitely not there yet. I'm sure you saw in our last video that she still struggles with it some days, especially if we're in a place with new distractions. She definitely gets pretty distracted pretty easily, even if food's involved, which we're not really used to with her since she's so food motivated. Other things that we're struggling with are just kind of her general behavior these days in regard to her temperament. She, I think, is just in her teenage phase, and I think she's probably soon going to be going into heat. We've decided to let her have 1 to 2 cycles of heat before we fix her, just to kind of like let her joints form properly and have the proper, have the proper hormones for that. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm sure if it goes well the first time, we'll let it happen for 2 cycles, and if it's just a lot to handle, we'll probably get her fixed after 1 cycle of heat. So given her general kind of like attitude these days and just some actions that she continually does that we're trying to stop, that's what makes me believe that she's kind of going into heat. Sit. Thank you. So some successes that we've had over the past month. We actually just finished our first level of manners courses that we're doing with her, which is just really school for her with other dogs around. So she learns to listen to me with, I believe there are 5 other dogs in our class. She just finished her first level of obedience, and she did a pretty good job. She was really high strung while we were there, especially relative to other dogs. She definitely doesn't just like calm down very easily in those settings. So we're hoping that the more that we do, the more that we do those sort of classes, the more that she'll get used to it. Yes. Good girl. So we're actually starting our level 2 course tonight. And the reason we had to start at level 1 was just required by the program, but also we're hoping to get Sable into agility, not competitively or anything. I'm not looking to compete with her, but I just think it would be a really great outlet for her with all of her energy, that it would work her little mind. And by little mind, I guess I mean big mind. It's definitely a lot going on up there, and also great physical exercise for her. So hoping to eventually move her into those agility courses. Over this past month, Sable's had the opportunity to meet some other dogs and interact with them. Her cousin, Riley, came over to visit, and I'm sure you saw that. If you follow our Instagram, you would have seen a photo of the 2 of them. Riley's a golden retriever. I think she's 6 or 7 years old, and so she definitely knew how to put Sable in her place a little bit, which Sable isn't used to, but also still wanted to be playful with Sable, which was fun to watch, and nice to see Sable figure that out. Yes, thank you. As I mentioned, I think that Sable is going into heat. And I would just be really interested if any of you have ever had a dog who you've allowed to go into heat for at least a cycle or 2. What were your indicators for that? Did you notice a shift in their behavior? And then did you notice any sort of change in their mannerisms or behavior or anything before and after you got them fixed, if you did end up getting them fixed after they went through a cycle or 2 of heat? Just curious to know. If you could leave it in the comments, that'd be really helpful for us, just to figure out if this is maybe an indicator that she's going into heat for us, or what's going on, because she's requiring a little bit more discipline these days. So some things that we've also been working on beyond just general commands and everything and the recall, that's actually been our biggest thing, has been trying to kind of like get her to listen to us without the treats as much. Sable is a superfood motivated dog, and yeah, it's sometimes really painful to try to get her to listen to us without any sort of treat. We also have been working on taking Sable to different places and having her calm down in them. She's not very good at that. She's definitely getting better, and I know that she tries her hardest, but with new scents in every places and new exciting people, it's always hard. We do try to take her with us whenever we can. So we've been making a point to go to our family's homes and have her just kind of exist there and see how long it takes her to settle. Something that's interesting about this breed that I found, or maybe it's just Sable, is she can be at a place for hours before she even decides to sit down or lay down. And even then, you're lucky if it's like a minute long that she's going to lay down. So something to consider, that if you're looking into the Toller breed, they're definitely curious dogs. They're definitely high energy dogs. They take a lot to wear out their mind. So just something to consider if that's something that would fit into your lifestyle or not, because they will definitely need it. So something someone asked me in our last video was the amount of mental exercise as well as physical exercise that these dogs need. And I would say that it's pretty much on the super high end of the spectrum for both, at least for Sable. She needs to be physically tired out every day and mentally tired out every day, and those are tasks in and of themselves because she has so much energy. She doesn't ever seem to wear out. She's getting better at it, but she definitely requires time every day devoted to wearing her out, whether that be through training or walks or mind puzzles, which you can check out our previous video on that, although she's gotten pretty good at those. So something to consider if you're thinking about getting a Toller or another high energy breed is, do you actually have the time to devote to that? And right now we do, and we definitely put the time in, and hopefully it'll pay off that, you know, she's getting everything that she needs. If you do have a Toller and you're watching this video, did you experience the same thing? Could you leave it in the comments below if it's something that got better with age, that your Toller kind of like calmed down a little bit or learned how to settle better, or maybe some tips and tricks. We would definitely be open to that. Something else that's just kind of noteworthy is Sable's been very nicely sitting next to me this entire time. I haven't continually had to give her a treat the entire time we were here. There is a container of treats right in front of us, but she's not lunging for it or anything. She's getting way more patient in that regard. So just something to point out, because she is definitely being a really good pup. And all the negatives aside and all the things that we're working on, she's been a really great dog. She's really smart. I'm super impressed for everything she can do at only 10 months old, because she is still, you know, a puppy or teenager in that phase. So she's far from an adult, and I think she's turning out all right. So thanks for following along. Oh, okay. Thanks for following along, and please feel free to leave any comments down below of things you'd like to see in our future video. Be sure to check out our new website. It's called sablespack.com. We just post all of our favorite toys, a puppy preparation list, how to get your home puppy proofed, as well as a few other things on there. So be sure to check that out. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in our next video.